What's up guys, this is Red Eye Stardust Dragon and today I have you the update on my Dimensional Dragon Oddeyes Magician deck profile without Kieran because unfortunately it did with the new Banlist. Pendulum deck got hit, but they also gained Wisdom Eye in the process, which is debatable. And in my playtesting of this deck, I have opened up with double Wisdom Eye and it is really fun. Anyway, let's get to it. First of all, you play your triple copy of Oddeyes Pendulum Dragon, because he is essentially what the deck is mostly built around with your Sky Iris target, and he fits most of the requirements for the Dimensional Dragon except Dark Rebellion, Xyz Dragon of course. And then for the other Oddeyes monster targets is 2 Oddeyes Mirage Dragon. Fortunately, I have removed Perform by Oddeyes like Unicorn because I did not like the fact that you couldn't special summon him back to the field. But Oddeyes Mirage Dragon you can, and I am currently playing 1 rank 3 engine, the Phantom Knights of Breaksword, in this deck. So he is very useful there, and technically, yeah, that's more so it, and he's also skill 8. So then we play double Oath Dragon Magician. The reason why I play him at a ratio of 2 is because his summoning effect is only once per turn. It's not really that good. He's protected by Sky Iris in his skill, so he's not really that destroyable. And his other effect isn't really helpful that much of the time, except if you want to reset your skills. So that's more or less it. And then of course with the new Banlist we get our double Wisdom Eye, which is debatable on how good it is. But honestly, if you open up with double Wisdom Eye, you can destroy the 2 and then search out your deck. Search out your skills of whatever you wish. Because that's just how powerful it is. And he's also good for your rank 4 engine. For rank 4s. Because once you do that, you can immediately go into rank 4s. And of course I am playing 1 Noble Dragon Magician for its synchro effect, plus you can use it with Wisdom Eye to go into your level 7 synchros. Now I took out my Oddeyes Select Unicorn for triple copy of Dragon Pit Magician because when I was at my locals, I found out that my rank 7s are actually really crucial to the deck. And if I can make that rank 7 more often, I would try. That's more or less the main reason why Dragon Pit Magician is skill. Also, he has the back row removal in the skill. Of course, you're playing 1 Zanki Magician to go into your Oddeyes Raging or Oddeyes Rebellion Dragon, depending on which one is better. Of course, he does have potential OTK if you open up really well, which I managed to do that one time. And he's also level 7, so if you can't use him, you can always go into your Big Eye and take over one of your opponents. Now, this one is more so a tech card, but I'm playing 1 Timebreaker Magician. The reason why is because I more or less use them to bait out my opponent's Trident. You see, Timebreaker has an effect where you can target it and one of your opponent's fields, a monster on your opponent's fields, and banish them. Now the thing is, you can use up your normal summon, bait out the Trident. They won't be able to use the Trident's effect again. Plus you can Pendulum summon it back, use its effect to remove one of their other targets, and attack over the Trident, which will have 0 attack. So it's a good tech card, but unfortunately not that good if you pendulum in too much. Of course, you have to have your Searcher, Perform Pulse Kill Crobat Joker. And I know in my previous deck profile video I said I didn't like this at 3, but I found out that's actually much better than I originally thought it was, and it was my main Searcher for Kieran. But I am playing triple Magic Spectre. Not Magic Spectre, Magical Abductor, because this can search out a huge majority of your deck. And it's also level 4, which means you can use a couple of good rank 4s with it. I am playing 1 Archfiend Eccentric for the back row move and baiting out monster effects. 1 Luster Pendulum, the Draco Slayer. Now this card is, the main reason why this card is in the deck is because you get to go into Ignis. This is my main way of going into an Ignister. I find out that I wasn't using any level 5, so I can go into an Ignister using Noble Dragon until Oddeyes Persona Dragon comes out, which by then Pendulums will probably be dead, but I'm trying to figure out my own ways of playing around it. But Luster Pendulum is mostly in here to bring out your Ignister. Then for another one is actually Boa Baboon, because if you open up this or with terraforming and say magical abductor, you can actually do a couple of good searching and draw power. You see normals on him, you could find a way to go into Sky Iris, activate your Sky Iris, destroy him, you get 2 more Phantom Knights of Breaksword, plus you get Odd Eyes in hand. So it's actually a pretty good draw power, not the best, but it will help a lot when Link format comes out to help the deck a bit. This is more so a personal choice, but feel free to put in whatever pendulums you want here. Now, I am playing one Zodiac Furrow Blade because I want that back row removal. Because Zodiac Furrow Blade allows you to go into Trident. I have dedicated 2 spots in my deck to go into Trident, so you can Trident pop during one of your turns, and then with Trident pop during one of your other turns, and then if you have Sky Iris on the field, you can pop it and get out on the Hot Ice. And that's the main reason why Furrow Blade is in the deck. And then for our spells, we are playing 1 Odd Eyes Fusion, as Odd Eyes Vortex Dragon is still pretty viable. 1 Pendulum Call, because it's the only one we have, and it's self-explanatory. Double Sky Iris. I would consider running 3 if there were any more space, because I like my decks at a tip-top 40 consistent basis, and 2 Sky Terraforming is perfectly good enough for me. And of course you search out your triple copy of Sky Iris. I am no longer playing Magicka Secret Spell, the Secret Village for spellcasters, as I don't find it as useful as Sky Iris would be, but it's up to personal preference if you want to play it. And then of course you have to play your board wipes. I play double Dark Oak because it helps your pendulum monsters being able to come back on the field and go for a game. Now if you have triple copy of it, actually I play double MST and then a Cosmic Cyclone because I don't have enough copies of the Cosmic Cyclone. Because this can help you get the right artifacts. Because if you hit Scythe, this essentially puts a giant stop button onto your deck, and you don't really want that, so triple Cosmic Cyclone. Now, for the traps, I've only allotted 3 slots for traps, which is fine enough for me in locals and in playtesting, but you do have the option to switch it out. I am currently playing by D-Barrier, Storming Mirror Force, and Solemn Warning. Of course, you can play whatever combination of 3 you want. I say it's more so up to personal preference. Most of the time, I don't actually get right to Dimensional Barrier, which is why it's more so up to personal preference, but choose whatever you want. Now, for the extra deck. First of all, for the extra deck, we are playing 1 copy of Odd Eyes for our fusions, 1 copy of Odd Eyes Vortex Dragon, because he can recycle your deck, and he has that negation effect, plus you can get rid of attack precision monster. And because it's the Dimensional Dragons, we are playing Starving Venom Fusion Dragon, which is actually quite helpful at times because of its secondary effect. When it leaves the field, you can destroy all special summon monsters your opponent controls. So I say it's pretty good like that. I am playing 4 Synchros in the deck. Clearwing because it is a Dimensional Dragon deck. Odd Eyes Meteor Burst because he's really the only other option for level 7, and he can special summon something out of your Pendulum skill if you wish to extend your plays. And he's the only other target to go into your Nirvana High Paladin, against your Prominence the Blasting Draco Slayer, because this effect is just overpowered. And 1 Nirvana High Paladin, because one problem I do find with this deck is it doesn't have enough beat sticks. Because you can't really run over enough monsters, and Nirvana High Paladin kind of does that, and it's also half your opponent's life points, which is very powerful for this deck. And then for our XCs, we are playing 1 Phantom Knights of the Phantom Knights of Breaksword, because Breaksword is quite good in this deck actually, because destroying your pendulums, they go to extra deck and you always just bring them back. I recently got this off my friend, which is why it's not in the Cosmo deck profile. And to help me with Trident, I'm playing Tiger Motor and Trident, because Trident has that back row removal, which is this deck's worst enemy, back row. While in my locals, I have faced a problem going to a lot of back row, like bottomless and stuff. You want to try and bait it out, or even I don't know. Also, I haven't explained why I'm using Furrow Blade for the Xyz material. My personal choice of Furrow Blade is because my personal choice of using Zodiac Furrow Blade is because he's got the highest attack out of the current Zodiacs, and he's got piercing effect, which is half decent. So during your turn, when you pop, you detach the target mortar and then go into Furrow Blade, and then you attack something. So it's more so for going for game reasons, because Furrow Blade is kind of weak to Bottomless Trap Hole. Of course, Dimensional Dragon, we were playing Dark Rebellion and Siege Dragon. Also, for the beat stick problem, I'm also playing the Utopia package, because 5k beat stick, and your opponent can't do anything. Lastly, for the ranked 7s, you play one Big Eye, because Big Eye is actually an incredible resource. If you go up against a Kaiju deck, you can get your Thunder King, and then attack over with 33. I took out Odd Eye's Absolute Dragon because I didn't feel like it was necessary, because players, I normally go into Big Eye, take over one of their monsters, and then for my playing the Odd Eye's Rebellion, I'm playing Red Eye's Flare Metal Dragon because he's indestructible, and that burn damage for if you cannot get enough damage over. And because I don't have Odd Eye's Raging Dragon yet, I'm playing Odd Eye's Rebellion Dragon, which is still quite a good card, because I have went into OTK once in my locals, but still a good card. So I'm going to go over some cards in my side deck that I think is quite useful. A side card in my side deck I have went into lock is Vanity's Fiend, and I play 2 copies of that Vanity's Fiend in my side deck, because your Pendulum deck isn't really hit by Vanity's Fiend as much as your opponent, because when I was playing against Necros, he locked me out of my abilities, so I just decided to go into Majesty's Fiend and lock out his Necros deck, so I can go into my beat sticks and go over all his abilities. Plus he can't Kaiju it, which is an important part, so it's a good choice in side decking. I am playing, and the final cards is my other trap card choices are Torrential Tribute and Double Lost Wind, because Lost Wind is quite a good card and can stop Zoo, I guess. So anyway, that is it for my Dimensional Dragon Odd Eye's Magician deck profile. If you like this video, please give a thumbs up and subscribe for more in the future. This is Red Eye Stardust Dragon.